gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome in as we get ready to rock and roll here from the beautiful Lucas Oil Speedway. As the Monday Night All-Stars are back in action here, a practice race before the start of their season. Here at Lucas Oil Speedway, the Dirt Street Sox are ready to go to battle, ready to duke it out here. A big field of drivers, a lot of very talented stock car racers out there on the racetrack looking to, either get some redemption, get some momentum going into the season, maybe possibly earning themselves a ticket into the series as well here this evening, as not only a bit of a practice race, but also a recruitment race here. So some drivers that aren't a part of the series may have an opportunity here to impress some of the committee, impress some of the other drivers that are a part of this field to earn themselves a way into the series. As the Monday Night All-Stars is going to be very, very good, very amazing. It's going to be better than ever, and it gets kicked off basically here this evening for a bit of a practice recruitment race, and it's going to be a ton of fun. And thank y'all for watching, thank y'all for tuning in. If you guys are watching it live, make sure you guys right now hit the like button, hit the share button, hit that follow and or subscribe button if you're watching over on the YouTube channel. And if you haven't already, and you're either watching the stream live or you're not watching the stream live, and it's you're watching the aftermath of it, make sure you guys do that as well. Make sure you hit the like button, the share button, the follow, subscribe button, hit all those, and make sure you drop a couple comments on the video as well. As every single like, comment, and share helps push the stream out to more and more people, helps us hit that little bit of algorithm, help push it out to a lot of viewers, a lot of new eyes in the sky that can come in here, watch, and enjoy all of the drivers out there on the racetrack, and show support to all of our amazing sponsors, whether it's for the series or for the drivers themselves. Is qualifying currently underway. Drivers out there on the racetrack, they're getting their laps in, they're getting absolutely set up and are ready to rock and roll here for a big evening of racing action. Some of these drivers haven't been on the racetrack for quite a little while. They've taken some time off. They've taken some time for themselves to be able to kind of, just sit back, relax, and be able to kind of, figure, have some life, and enjoy some time off on their Mondays. And I know a lot of these drivers are foaming at the mouth, ready to come back in. As Joshua coming in, showing the love over there on the YouTube channel. How are you, Josh? Josh coming in, showing the love here in this one, as we'll get them stacked up, racked up, and ready to go here. As Faith Henry, unfortunately, I don't add people to Discord randomly. Hey, yo, let's go racers. How are you doing, Peacemaker Gaming? Hope you're having a great day. Joycelyn, my girl, always having a great day, always having a blessed day when I see you coming in, showing the love here in this one. Coming in with the hydrate. The hydrate. Well, Joycelyn, we got the NOS energy on the go here this evening, keeping us hydrated. So, oh, that's good. That is refreshing. That will keep us going here all evening long, as we'll get them stacked up, racked up, and ready to go. Heat race number 1 rolling out onto the racetrack. Let's get a good look here at our starting lineup. Mama Bear, Susie Dickinson coming in, showing the love here, as Gabe Griffin going to be starting on that pole position here, as it's a very foggy day here at Lucas Oil Speedway. So it's going to be hard to see a little bit out there, as definitely some overcast clouds here, as Gabe Griffin starting here on that pole position. Brandon Van Houten, there it is outside. Jeremy Sexton, Corey Sibley, Kenny Taylor, Ryan Howard, Luna Mitchell, and Patrick Nichols bringing up the rear of the field. 8 drivers ready to rock and roll here from Lucas Oil Speedway. And quickly, the green flag is in the air as Brandon Van Houten going to lead us down into corner number 1. Slides up the racetrack. Here comes Corey Sibley. Sibley down on the bottom side in the 9 rides, looking to try to take the top spot away. Looking to clear the 76, but he can't quite drive up the racetrack and get the run that he needed there out at corner number 4. So Brandon Van Houten leads lap number 1, but blows it over the cushion there in lap number 2 in corner 2. So unfortunately, the 76 ride goes from hero back to outside the top 3, and now battling door to door with Ryan Howard for that 4th position. Gabe Griffin going to concede the lead here. The 9 ride hooked up on the outside. It's the battle of the 9. At the front of the field, Corey Sibley, Gabe Griffin, who duking it out here in this one as Corey Sibley, one of the Monday Night All-Star drivers, already into the series here. So he's got that right go performance. Number 9 ride rolls is outside. Gabe Griffin looking to try to work himself into the show here this evening. I do believe, let's double check, make sure it is the top 3. Top 3 drivers will advance here from these heat races into our A main feature event. Everybody else will be going to the consolation races. So you really got to be on top of your A game. You got to be on top of the horse and on top of that pony here early on in these races to make sure you can punch your ticket into this A main feature event. Gabe Griffin currently leads the way. He's going to jump up and clear that 9 ride of Corey Sibley. Sibley's going to settle in right there in position number 2. So Sibley there in second with the 20 ride out there on the racetrack. That's Jeremy Sexton up into position number 3 on the racetrack. The 76 we saw lead lap number 1 all the way back there in the 4th spot on the outside of a transfer spot. Looking in here is that Brandon Van Houten ride, looking to try to work underneath the 20 of Jeremy Sexton here for position number 3 and for that final transfer spot here in heat race number 1. Ryan Howard there on the outside of the top 3 as well as he's rolling into the 5th position. Luna Mitchell back there in position number 6 with Kenny Taylor back in 7th, and Patrick Nichols bringing up the rear of the field here is the 19 ride. Actually, we also see Daniel Case out there on the track as well. Unfortunately for Daniel, I think that car down pit side here. A tough break there after missing the start of this race. Takes it off the track, parks it down the infield, and takes it back behind pit wall as the white flag has been displayed here. Gabe Griffin, one more time around here at Lucas Oil Speedway, looking to try to pick up heat race win number 1 on the evening. Gabe Griffin out in front. One more shot for Corey Sibley. Sibley can't get there is Gabe Griffin. Picks up heat race win number 1. Corey Sibley there in second. Jeremy Sexton there in that 3rd and final transfer spot. Meaning Van Houten, Howard, Mitchell, Taylor, Nichols, Case, and Consell all going to the consolation races. This top 3 will transfer. Everyone else going to the B mains. So this is going to get very interesting here once again as we will invert the top 4 and we will get ready here for heat race number 2. Heat race number 2 loaded into the sim and ready to rock and roll. Each and every one of these drivers looking for the win here this evening as Evan Stefanski. Evan coming in with the like on the stream. How are you, Evan? Evan coming in, dropping that thumbs up on the broadcast. Mama Bear Susie Dickinson coming in, showing the big love. Mama Bear coming in, always showing the big love with that heart reaction. Says hello, my boy Aaron. Hello, Mama Bear. Hello, Mama Bear coming in, showing the love here in this one as we'll get them stacked up, racked up, and ready to go here. Heat race number 2 is about to get underway as starting in that pole position is the number 1 machine. That is Troy Griffin. His outside is the 3 ride. That is Cody Gould. And then we see down on the inside, a row at number 2, the 5D ride. That is Daniel Nally. To his outside is the big D machine, the Throttle Down Motorsports Precision Auto Body number 34. That is Dustin Benton. Starting in position number 5 on the racetrack in the 96 ride, that is John Stapleton. And to his outside in the 42, and it's the Witch Doctor, Nathan Trepo. Bringing up the rear of the field in the 81, that is Dylan Holmes, as Holmes will start back there in position number 7, looking for 3 more drivers to transfer through into the show here this evening. My boy, Dude Guy 2.0, Brian coming in, showing the love over there on the Facebook channel. Says, what up, Peace? What up, Brian? What's up, my boy? How are you? Brian coming in with the like and the share on the broadcast. How are you, my dude? How are you? Hopefully you're having yourself a wonderful Monday. Hopefully you're ready to watch some great racing action here from Lucas Oil Speedways. Things are starting to heat up. Drivers are starting to feel that pressure. They just saw that first heat race, knowing that they got to be on the A game right from the drop of the green flag right down to the checkered flag here. They're trying to punch their ticket into the show. 2 of our Monday Night All-Star regulars starting back there in that 2nd row, as well as quickly the green flag flies in the 1 ride with a good restart. But here comes Daniel Nally quickly down the inside. Nally looking to work himself up into the top spot here as he continues to roll that inside lane to perfection. Dustin Benton trying to follow right along with them here as now Daniel Nally will clear the one right and jump out in front. So Nally leads the way as hang on to the one right. It's going to go over the nose and upside down on the back straightaway. Troy Griffin going for a wild ride upside down there in a tough break there as Griffin will take his ride down pit side. Daniel Nally will lead the way here as Dustin Benton making an unfavorable possible mistake right there on the racetrack. Unfortunately, quite a bit of damage there on his own car, and unfortunately that may affect his own performance here in heat race number 2 on the evening as he's got Nathan Trepo, the witch doctor, working to his outside as Trepo looking to stay in position number 2 as all that action was happening down out of quarter number 2. Daniel Nally's opened up quite a bit of a lead here as Nally leads the way by 1.8 seconds on the racetrack. Quite a few car lengths and a bit of breathing room here as they continue to battle door to door for that second spot. Looks like Dustin Benton may finally clear the 42 and Nathan Trepo. So Trepo will continue to work that inside groove, looking for something here, maybe trying to find a way around that 34 ride. It's back in position number 4 on the outside, looking in is the 96 of John Stapleton. Cody Cool back there in position number 5. As we will take a look back, we did see Dylan Holmes have issues as well off the start as it looks like he's going to jump up and some contact here all by himself or spin that car around. I'm not sure what happened to the 81. Yeah, he loses it there out of corner 3 and 4 and hard contact with that yellow infield tractor tire. And then we saw that contact between the one ride, Troy Griffin and Dustin Benton here as the one machine sideways on the racetrack. He's got those wheels cranked hard right. Unfortunately, he's trying to keep it pointed in the right direction. He's rolling out of the throttle. Big D machine, unfortunately, not getting onto the binders quick enough. Gives him a little contact. He hits that infield tractor tire, goes airborne and upside down. As out in front, Daniel Nally continuing to lead the way here. Nally looking to pick up heat race win number 2 as his lead is starting to shrink here. Ever so slightly, but I'm not sure if Dustin Benton's going to have enough time to track him down. Nathan Trepo sitting comfortably there in 3rd as John Stapleton back in 4th with Cody Cool back there in position number 5. As now he sees that white flag fly, so for the final time here in heat race number 2, down into quarter number 3 and out of quarter number 4, it's the Throttle Down Motorsports Forever Tannin Boutique number 5 rider Daniel Nally, who will pick up heat race win number 2. Dustin Benton there in 2nd, and the witch doctor Nathan Trepo going to come home here in position number 3. Stapleton and Gould going to round out our top 5 as Griffin and Holmes both down pit side as we'll get ready here for heat race number 3. Dude guy says eating some Funyuns, downloading a new game called Duck Side. It's a duck survival. You got me intrigued there on that one, dude guy. You got me intrigued in that one. Duck survival. What do you do as a duck to survive? Do you go around like stealing bread from bakeries and stuff, or like what do you gotta do? What do you gotta do for a duck survival? You know, how do you do that? How do you figure out how to survive as a duck? That is a very good question right there, but definitely sounds intriguing. If it doesn't cost much, listen, I'm in, brother. I'm in. Even if I'm in. Either way, I'm in. Duck survivals all day, baby, all day. As you guys says, let's go, baby, let's go, chat. You guys know what to do. Hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the follow and subscribe button as we get ready here for heat race number 3. Jake Stefanski coming in with the heart reaction and the share. Steve Stefanski coming in, dropping that thumbs up here on the broadcast as well. And starting on the pole in heat race number 3, it is the number 2 ride. That is Andrew Rothmel. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Rothmel. Probably getting it completely wrong. Cameron Stefanski in the 92 ride will start to his outside. Then we see Jacob Stefanski down the inside for row number 2. To his outside, another 32. That is the right of Dylan. Actually, Dylan Simmons is on the inside. Stefanski there on the outside. We see Gage Sanders there in position number 5. Jacob Sexton there in 6. Charlie Thomas, Dane Sherrod and Cal Clark rounding out the field here. Tony Mark not taking the start of this heat races. Out in front, already a little contact. Look out! Around goes the 2 machine of Andrew Roffelmel as he goes around. No caution flag on the racetrack. A heartbreaker for the number 2 machine, as you may need a clean pair of pants after that one, and a perfectly displayed car there, as you do see Dylan Simmons unfortunately fell back from that, as well as the 32 of Jacob Stefanski, as both of those drivers had to really check up, had to get onto the binders there, as they had that number 2 ride sprung out right in front of them sideways there. Really nowhere for them to go. We'll take another look back at it and see what happens as the 2 ride very loose. The 92 kind of riding his back bumper, and then over the nose he goes of that 33 machine, and Jacob Stefanski had to get onto the binders there to help avoid any of that contact. And now Stefanski trying to roll his way back inside the top 3, but he's going to get contact. He washes up the track. He's going to take that 32 ride up towards the fence there, gets it stopped, gets it rolling here once again, as heat race number 3 has been a little bit wild. Heat race number 3 has been very exciting, and unfortunately for Dylan Simmons and Jacob Stefanski, they're both on the outside of the top 5 looking in here, as Dylan Simmons on the back bumper as the Throttle Down Motorsports ride, trying to figure out a way around the 001 ride of Charlie Thompson. As Thompson right there's actually the 007, and unfortunately for Dylan Simmons, he's having a hard time trying to get around that 007 ride, as Jacob Sexton leads the way here. Sexton leads the way. The 20 ride out in front. Cameron Stefanski right there behind him. Gage Sanders rolling there in 3rd as Cal Clark back in position number 4 and looking for more. The 07 of Dane Sherrod there in that 5th spot, with Dylan Simmons finally getting around the 007 ride. It looks like the 007 running into some issues here. I'm not sure what might happen, but we will take a look back and see as some contact here. Oh, just washes up the track there, hard into the fence. That was the contact we saw between him and that 33 ride. And then, oh, the 2 machine spun around already again here. And then Charlie Thompson going to get into him there in some hard contact, as I'm sure the 2 ride possibly not very happy with how he got ran there on that opening lap. And came back out onto the racetrack and got some vengeance, unfortunately for the 007. Charlie Thompson nowhere to go, wrong place at the wrong time. It's out in front, Jacob Sexton trying to hold on to this race lead, as the 92 rider Cameron Stefanski has been all over his back bumper, as the white flag has been displayed one more time around here in heat race number 3. Sexton down into corner number 3 for the final time here, rolls up the racetrack, open up the door on the bottom side for the 92. Can't quite get, there's the 20 of Jacob Sexton, wins heat race win number 3 on the evening. Cameron Stefanski there in 2nd. Gage Sanders going to come home in that 3rd and final transfer spot, as Clark, Simmons, Stefanski, Sherrod, Thompson, and Roffelmel going to round out our top 9 there in heat race number 3. We'll get ready, though, for heat race number 4, as ladies and gentlemen, you wanted more? Well, here you go, as looks like 8 more drivers going to get ready here for our 4th heat race of the day. Sorry, our 4th heat race of the day is starting on the pole in the number 4 machine. That is Joshua Sigler. That is outside in the 36 ride. That is Mark Wagner. Starting in position number 3 in the 19 ride, that is Dakota Proud into his outside in the Throttle Down Motorsports. Actually, it's the Sunrise Racing. Steve's Lawn Care number 15 ride of Steven Stefanski there in that 4th position. Starting in position number 5 in the Black Diamond Mafia number 15, that is Matt Taylor into his outside in the number 14 ride, the NOS Energy Machine. That is Dean Chance. And then bringing up the final row in the Hooter 17 machine, that is James Monroe into his outside. It is the 39 ride of Michael Olson. So, 8 more drivers ready to rock and roll here. We've already seen a little bit of bumping and banging here, as the 14 ride's been kind of all over the back bumper here of the 15 machine. We're not even green flag racing yet. But yet we're acting like it's the green flag. Uh-oh, somebody just better get that guy out of there. As Dean Chance definitely not going to be making it to the Monday Night All-Stars, as that was a very broken up start as the green flag is finally in the air. Joshua Ziegler out in front here, leading the way, as back in second, the 36 of Mark Wagner Jr. and Dakota Brown there in that third position. Matt Taylor back in position number 4 and looking for more as Michael Olson back in position number 5. James Monroe back in position number 6 with Steven Stefanski. Quite a bit of damage there for the 15 ride. Rolls back here as we'll take another look at. I'm not sure what was going on here on the start, as you can see the 14. He's all over the back bumper of the 15 ride. We're not actually green flag racing yet. The 4 ride's already he kind of just fired at a corner number 2 here. I'm not sure what his plan was there. I'm not sure if he thought that's when the green flag was coming out, but he decided to put the hammer down on the back straightaway. Give himself an advantage here, and then the 14 ride, I don't know if he was just trying to catch up and just went a little too hard, a little too quick. I'm not sure what was the plan here, but he sent it in there. Unfortunately, off the racetrack and upside down for himself, and then drivers just getting tied together right there, and Steven Stefanski ends up pointed in the wrong direction as the green flag was coming about, as out in front in heat race number 2. It's heat race number 4. Still the number 4 ride of Joshua Ziegler, as Ziegler leads the way. Mark Wagner Jr. back there in position number 2, trying to track him down for the front right there as well in that third position. Matt Taylor there in position number 4, looking for more as Michael Olson there in that 5th spot on the racetrack. James Monroe there in the 6th position as Joshua Ziegler looking to try to pick up heat race win number 4 on the racetrack. As the 4 machine leads the way, as things getting a little bit wacky and wild here. Heat race number 4. We're looking for more, as that was some pretty wild action right there, and a pretty chaotic start to a heat race, as Randy coming in with the like on the stream. How are you, Randy? Randy coming in, drop that thumbs up here on the broadcast, as Joshua Ziegler looking to see that white flag, I do believe this time out of corner number 4, is that 4 ride kicking that rear end out. Is that we're actually going to get another lap here, a couple more laps left to go. The 4 ride leads the way, 1.3 seconds between himself, and a good battle here for second as it's starting to brew. The 19 ride of Dakota Proud working underneath Mark Wagner Jr. here for that second position. They go door to door down across the line as the white flag that time has been displayed. Joshua Ziegler leads us down the back straightaway for the final time here at our final heat race of the evening, as Ziegler down through 3 and out of corner number 4. He will pick up heat race win number 4 here this evening. Mark Wagner Jr. going to hang on to second as Dakota Proud there in position number 3. On the outside looking in here, and they'll be going to the consolation races. Matt Taylor, Michael Olson, James Monroe, Steven Stefanski, and Dean Chance. Good, nice to see you're still broadcasting. Yes, sir, Randy. Yes, sir, Mr. Robert. We are still broadcasting. Absolutely no doubt about it. We're going to continue to keep on broadcasting and putting on some wicked and wild shows here for each and every one of our leagues and all of the fans in the stands here. We're still live almost every single day, and over the next week or two, we got a lot of broadcasts and a lot of new series that are getting underway, so it's going to be picking up even more now after a couple slow weeks, maybe a slow month or so. Obviously, we had a lot of different leagues kind of all come to a close. Their championship races all kind of came to an end around the same time, and then it's taken them a couple months or so to kind of get the flow back going, wanting to be back on the simulator, and obviously having a lot of car counts go down because of real life racing action. Summertime here in North America, so drivers are normally working on their cars or helping buddies work on cars or heading to the racetracks, especially down in the U.S. As Speed Demon coming in with that thumbs up on the broadcast. How are you, Speed Demon, coming in, showing the love here in this one as we'll get ready for our first consolation race. I do believe we are going to have 2 contis here. Top 7 will transfer through to the A main feature event. So that means out of the 8 drivers starting this heat or this conti, they will move on here. So Cal Clark gonna start there on the outside of the front row. He's got Brandon Van Houten starting in that pole position down to his inside. Behind him, starting in the 3rd spot in the 16 ride, that is Ryan Howard into his outside. In the number 33, it's Dylan Simmons. And we see Jacob Stefanski, Kenny Taylor, Charlie Thompson, Daniel Case back in 7th, and it looks like Cal Clark is going to take an EOL and start at the rear of the field here for this Consi, as unfortunately we're missing Luna Mitchell, Dane Sherrod, Patrick Nichols, Andrew Roffermel, and Jesse Consell here in this Consi. It's Brandon Van Houten going to get ready to rock and roll here as the green flag back out into the air here for our C-Main consolation race. Brandon Van Houten on the lap pedal here in this one, trying to open up a little bit of advantage here as he's got Dylan Simmons, Ryan Howard, and Jacob Stefanski, 3 of our Monday Night All-Star drivers from last season in attendance here in this C-Main, looking to try to punch their ticket, and they're all trying to figure out a way to get around that number, 76 ride. So Brandon Van Houten's going to have his work cut out for him, but he gets a great launch there at a corner number 2. Opens up about a car length lead here between himself and the 33 as Dylan Simmons using that outside lane to his perfection here as he's able to get some good runs, some good momentum. Is hoping to not get any contact as the 16 rider Ryan Howard gave him a little shot there in corner 1 and 2 as we didn't see the 007 rider Charlie Thompson run into some issues here as 007 definitely been having a tough time trying to keep that car underneath for him here this evening, and unfortunately it looks like he's going to run into some issues here. It's that car almost stopped there onto the racetrack, was able to keep it rolling, but unfortunately very sideways and lost a lot of time and a lot of momentum there as we see Kenny Taylor trying to work himself around the number 40 ride, trying to clear that 40 machine, and as he does so, the 23 going to work down to the inside, so Cal Clark going to take that inside lane away from the 38 ride. It's a little contact there, a little bumper tank between Taylor and Case on the outside of the 23 as they battle back here for that 6th, 7th, and 8th position, actually 5th, 6th, and 7th spot. All previous drivers are in transfer spots here, so they got to keep that in mind. They don't want to take each other out or make enemies here today as they may see each other out there on a weekly basis for the Monday Night All-Stars here. So they got to keep a close eye on what they can do and how they can perform here, trying to work themselves into that event. Randy Roberts says it's more on my end. Life has been a little rough as there we go. We talked about it. The contact, and around goes Daniel Case. Around goes Cal Clark. Clark is going to take his ride right down pit side. A tough break there for the 23 and the 40 ride as the yellow flag does get displayed. We'll take a look and see as the 40 kind of send it in there. Looks like the 23 just up the track, and they both kind of meet in the middle there as the 40 coming up ever so slightly, the 23 coming down ever so slightly. And they just kind of meet in the middle here. Let's see if we can get another look at this one. Yeah, you'll see the 23 shoot down. Unfortunately, he's coming down a lane. The 40 ride's kind of sliding up a little bit into the lane, and they both just kind of run out of room. They make contact. They both go for a loop-de-loops. Good heads-up driving by the 38 of Kenny Taylor to avoid any additional contact, but that will bring out our first caution flag of the day. Yeah, life has just been a little rough and just haven't been around. It's all good, brother. It's all good. I know I talked to you before about making a trip to Albany, Saratoga. They sold the land and the track. Will be no more. Oh no, brother, that's always rough to see whenever you see a racetrack get sold and they're just gonna turn it into whatever, a strip mall or into a farmer's field or just leave it empty or something. It's always tough seeing that. What do they say? They paint down or they cut down paradise and they put up a parking lot. So that's a tough one right there. And all the racers, the weekly racers, and all the weekly fans that have been going there to Albany, Saratoga week after week after week. That's a tough one right there. And losing your home track and now having to try to find a new track to go to every week. Luckily enough, there's quite a bit around the northeast here in New York and Ontario and everywhere else, but nonetheless, we still got iRacing. It's not going anywhere anytime soon. And Brandon Van Houten trying to hold on to this race lead. He's now got that 32 ride, almost identical paint schemes here as they're both sporting the the black, white, purple, and orange rides here this evening. Custom paint scheme there for the 32 of Jacob Stefanski, brought to you by one of our sponsors over at WB Creative Design. So huge shout out there to Wayne Burris at WB Creative Designs, making all these amazing paint schemes for that 32 ride, and for a lot of our Throttle Down Motorsports drivers here in the series. As right now, Jacob Stefanski trying to pick up that main win, but Brandon Van Houten having a great run here in the 76 ride. He's able to keep himself in that top spot. As Stefanski back in second. Ryan Howard now up into third as the Dirty Mo 16 machine trying to work himself up into second. He's all over the back bumper there of Jacob Stefanski. Dylan Simmons, another one of those WB Creative Designs white knuckle setup shop. Throttle Down Motorsports 33 rides. They're in position number 4 as we do see that checkered flag fly as Brandon Van Houten picks up the checkered flag here in this consolation race. Stefanski, Howard, Simmons, Case, Taylor, and Thompson will all punch their tickets into that feature event. Unfortunately, Cal Clark is the one driver to not work themselves into the show here this evening. As we will get them stacked up, racked up, and ready to go back to battle here in this one, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Once again, if you guys haven't, make sure you hit the like button, hit the share button, hit that follow and subscribe button on the broadcast, as we're always looking to grow each and every single day, and you guys can help us do that as easily as just a couple clicks. It's absolutely free. Just hitting that like button on the broadcast, hitting the share button to, share it to your Facebook channels, or share it to your Facebook page, share it to your Twitter or Discords or anything like that, to bring more amazing viewers into all of these amazing broadcasts. As we will get ready here for our B main consolation race, drivers will get loaded into the sim and ready to rock and roll here in this one. As drivers ready to go to battle, drivers ready to put on a show here. It's John Stapleton who's going to be starting in that pole position, the 96 ride. Going to start out in front of the Black Diamond Mafia 5.6 Graphics, Majula Say Speed Shop, number 15, Matt Taylor there to his outside. The 3 machine, Cody Gould there in position number 3. He's going to have Michael Olson to his outside in the 9 ride. Then we see the 17 machine of James Monroe the 3rd there in that 5th position into the final spot. Here in this console, it's Muscles, Steve's Lawn Care, Sunrise Racing number 15 ride of Steven Stefanski. As 6 drivers here going to battle in this console, as unfortunately Justin Guthrie, Tony Martin, Dylan Holmes, Eric Solberg, Don, Troy Griffin, Riley Elliott, and Dean Chance all not making the call here in this one. All drivers unfortunately having a tough break, as you see a good battle brewing back here in the back of the pack as Matt Taylor out in front quickly in that 15 ride, but he's going to have to try to hang on to it, as here comes that number 9 ride down to his inside, the 15 and the 9, door to door down through 3 and 4. A good run though on the outside is Stapleton right there battling with that 9 machine for position number 2 on the racetrack, but blows it up over the cushion. A tough break right there. He's going to lose a lot of momentum and a lot of track position there on Michael Olson and our race leader Matt Taylor. So the 96 slides back solidly into 3rd. Now has Steven Stefanski trying to track him down, as Stefanski found himself up into that 4th spot, as Stefanski duking it out here. And I do believe we are missing at least one driver here. If one more driver was to be in this B main, they would have been into the show here. So a tough break there, as we were looking to take our top 24. Unfortunately, it looks like we'll have 24 drivers in our feature event this evening. Matt Taylor, though, he's looking good. He's looking prime. But that 9 ride of Michael Olson looking down to his inside. Olson looking to try to take this race lead away. Matt Taylor trying to keep himself out in front, as he's looking for the B-main win here this evening. As Taylor and Olson door to door here for the top spot. They got a little bit of a gap back to our 3rd place driver. There's a battle brewing here for position number 3, the 15. Muscle, Steven Stefanski, John Stapleton side by side here for that 3rd spot on the racetrack. Cody Gould back there, almost door to door here with James Monroe. Some good battles around the track. Everyone kind of separated here in pairs, and of these pairs are duking it out. Some contact there as the 17 gonna jump up and clear the 3 machine as Michael Olsen and Matt Taylor continue to battle here door to door for the main win, as out in front the 15 ride continues to edge over top of the 9 ride, just getting that big momentum run down these straightaways, and that's what's keeping them in the lead. But man, oh man, oh man, that 9 ride, send it in there, maybe go for a slide job, try to clear that 15 ride, maybe take this race lead away, but he's going to slide up to the high side, try his hand here at the cushion, see if he can maybe reel in that 15 a little bit, maybe try to build up a big run so he can throw that momentum into the corner and try to make a slide job work here. He's going to have his work cut out for him as they got a bit of a gap, though, all the way back to our third place driver. Almost 1.5 seconds here between second and third as Steven Stefanski has cleared John Stapleton for that third spot on the racetrack. Stefanski, Stapleton, solid there in second and third as here we go. Michael Olsen making another charge down the inside. He's going to pull the trigger. Slide job here in 3 and 4. The crossover coming out of Matt Taylor as we do see the 9 ride of Michael Olsen jump up and take this race lead away. And he leads that last lap by the start-finish line. Now Matt Taylor down the bottom side. He's going to have to try his hand at rolling that inside groove and trying to take this race lead back away as the 9 ride getting that momentum there on the outside as they click off another lap down across the start finish line as they continue to battle. They can continue to mix things up here at the front of the field. It's allowing Steven Stefanski to slowly but surely reel them in. Not a whole lot, but there's any contact or any more controversy or anything else, you can see that number 15 run of Stefanski being right there ready to pounce in a quick hurry. But there at a corner number 2, the 9 machine of Olsen gets a great jump and a great launch there. He opens up a little bit of a lead between himself and Taylor, but Taylor brings it all back there in 3 and 4 with a good run on the high side. Looks like the high side in 1 and 2 is kind of going away a little bit, but the high side in 3 and 4 is very good. And you can see that 15 ride can gain a ton of ground on the back bumper of that 9 machine as inside of 1 and 2 looking very good, but the outside there in 3 and 4 looking very fast. But the 9 ride sends it up the racetrack. He goes around here after the checkered flag, though. We didn't even realize the checkered flag had already been displayed, so Michael Olsen will pick up the B main win here as Matt Taylor, Steven Stefanski, John Stapleton, Cody Gould, and Monroe will round out our field there in that consolation race, and they will all punch their ticket into the show here. So that was all for basically starting position on the racetrack, not for much more, as they were all already locked in and taking that green flag. So all these drivers will jump out onto the racetrack here. A quick warm-up session. Drivers will jump out there. They'll look to roll some laps and look to have some fun here. We'll get ready for our main feature event in just a few more moments. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, don't go anywhere. You guys don't want to miss out on all this fantastic racing that we're about to see here on the Monday Night All-Stars practice/recruitment race here this evening. It's going to be a ton of fun. We're going to see some great racing. We're going to go green flag here in just a few more moments. Warm-up session. Drivers going to jump out there onto the racetrack, make sure their cars are A-OK and ready to rock and roll. I'm going to get a quick drink into me, and we're going to get ready to rock and roll here for this feature event in just a couple more moments. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome in as we get ready to rock and roll here. The warm-up session coming to a close in our first feature event here for the practice sessions of the Monday Night All-Stars about to get underway here, as this is just a practice/recruitment race where drivers will have the opportunity to try to work themselves into the series to be able to be a part of the Monday Night All-Stars, and each and every one of these drivers looking to try to, put their car into victory lane, and there's no better way to get your ticket into the series than putting yourself on the front row and putting yourself into the series here. Starting on the pole in the number 9 ride is the Ryco Motorsports ride. That is Gabe Griffin. To his outside in the 5D is the Throttle Down Motorsports Forever Tandem Boutique. Number 5D, that is Daniel Nally. Starting in position at number 3 in the 20 ride, that is Jacob Sexton. Into his outside in the 4 machine, that is Joshua Sigler. Starting in position number 5 in the 999 ride, that is the Majula St. Speed Shop Team CFM Esports ride of Corey Sibley. You'll have the Throttle Down Motorsports Precision Auto Bodies WB Crave Designs ride of the Big D, that's Dustin Benton, starting there in position number 6. And then we're going to see the 36 of Mark Wagner, Jeremy Sexton, Nathan Trepa, the Witch Doctor there, the 42 NT back onto the racetrack. Gage Sanders, Dakota Brown, Michael Olson, Matt Taylor, and the Black Diamond Mafia Majula St. Speed Shop ride. So we start back about the 13th position. We see Jacob Stefanski, Steven Stefanski, John Stapleton, Ryan Howard, Cody Poole, Dylan Simmons, Daniel Cates, James Monroe, Kenny Taylor, Charlie Thompson, Cameron Stefanski, and Dustin Benton both taking EOLs here as 25 drivers are going to get ready to take the green flag here in this one. 25 cars coming here to give you guys a show. Well, here you go, as we end all the anticipation with our feature presentation. We are quickly green flag racing here from the beautiful Lucas Oil Speedway. As quickly the 9 line launches down to corner 1 and out at corner number 2. He's looking to open up a bit of lead here and out in front of the drivers how to get it done. As he is out in front of the 5D rider, Daniel Nally right there behind him, trying to track him down here. Nally gets a little contact, almost goes around himself. More contact, more carnage. There through corner number 2. Rewind back here for the 20 line, stuck in the middle of the 17 slow. Down the bottom side of the front straightaway, and we will see our first caution flag fly. The 20 line missing that front bumper, and he's going to run over right there as Jacob Sexton, unfortunately, running into some issues there, and already a little bit of contact and a little bit of damage there for that 20 machine, as things were getting a little bit wacky and wild out there on the racetrack. We see our first yellow flag fly. We will take a look back and see what happened, as I do believe Jacob Stefanski may have gotten a piece of this one as well, as Stefanski slowed down the bottom side of the racetrack here, and not sure what might have happened to Jacob, if he may have just taken himself down pit side to get some repairs on that 32 ride, but nonetheless he is exited the building. I'm not sure, yeah, there you go, you see him go down pit side getting some repairs done, so I'm not sure if James Monroe had some help going around. Maybe the 32 ride gave him a shot here or not. It does look like one of the Stefanskis is going to get him, but not Jacob. 92 with Cameron Stefanski giving him a shot. Nowhere to go for Dustin Benton. As Benton unfortunately has the 17 come down over his nose there, right onto his lap, and 17 Hooters right going the wrong direction there. Will bring out caution flag number 1. So we will get them stacked up, racked up, and ready to go back to green flag racing as my boy Jason Gunnels. What's good, Gunnels? Gunnels coming in, showing the love here in this one with the like and the share on the broadcast. How are you, Jason? It's the green flag back out into the air here. Gabe Griffin out in front has a little bit of contact there on the high side. Things getting a little stacked up, but everybody trying to keep themselves pointed in the right direction. Unfortunately for Matt Taylor, not pointed in the right direction. Around goes the Black Diamond Mafia 15 machine of Matt Taylor. Heavy damage here for that 5.6 Graphics Bump Mike Promotions number 15 ride, as He goes around in corner number 1 and 2, and cautions breeding cautions here, and unfortunately for Matt Taylor, he's going to kind of get hit and nowhere to go here. Gets it into corner number 1, and I'm not sure he may have gotten him here, as it looks like he might have had to check up as they were stacking up on the outside. Looks like the 19 ride of Dakota Proud having to get onto the binders there, trying to avoid some drivers running into issues there in front of him. Matt Taylor gets into the back bumper of the 19. That Dylan Simmons gets into the back end of that 15 ride. And unfortunately, all that inertia, all that power going right to that back bumper of that 15 ride spins him around. Nowhere to go here for the 92. Cameron Stefanski, who gets a big piece of him. Taylor in there as well, gets a big shot into that 15 ride. Heavy damage for both those drivers, as caution flag number 2 going to come out quickly here in this one, as Matt Taylor going to quickly roll back out there onto the racetrack, as Gabe Griffin continues to lead the way here as the lights back off the official Iowa Racing pace truck. He should be making that hard right-hand turn back off of the track here. We'll get ready to go back to green flag racing. Out in front, continuing to lead the way, the 9 ride, the Carolina machine, the Ryco Motorsports, and number 9 ride. Out in front, continuing to just hit these restarts and keeping himself out of trouble, as the best place to do it is at the front of the field, as Gabe Griffin looking to lead us down into corner number 1. And nice and easy at a corner number 2, he will lead us down the back straightaway, clears that 5D ride of Daniel Nally. Is Nally going to try to stay right there in second? Here comes the 20 ride, as Jacob Sexton and Corey Sibley battle in here for position number 3 on the racetrack. Sibley trying to work himself up into the podium here, as the 5D ride of Daniel Nally trying to work himself possibly into victory lane, as he keeps taking a peek down low underneath that 9 machine. Jeremy Sexton right there in that battle, as well as Jeremy Sexton and Jacob Sexton, both running the 20 rides out there on the racetrack. One's white and purple and blue, and the other one is gold chrome, purple and white, as the 20 ride of Jacob Sexton. Oh man, he got very close to having an end to his night there, as he almost took out an infield tractor tire, and those things do not move. Unfortunately, the 4 ride of Joshua Sigler, he at the worst end of that deal, is getting to jump onto the binders there to avoid any additional contact, and he lost quite a few spots there, having to get onto those brakes to avoid that number 20 machine down low on the bottom side of the racetrack, as Corey Sibley is not wanting to stay in third for long, as he's trying to take a look down low underneath the 5D of Daniel Nally, but he may have to get a move on as that 20 ride. Another Sexton here is Jeremy Sexton, already up into position number 4 here. He's up 5 spots since the drop of the green flag. Brandon Van Houten, he's up 8 spots as well there in the 5th position. Gage Sanders, he's up 5 spots on the track, now into 6 here. So some drivers moving forward early in this race. Now, I know we just had an update. We've had a couple caution flags, but our tire's gonna cause an issue here this evening. Our driver's gonna run into issues where they have that tire wear come into effect and hurt their odds late in the race, as the 20 machine takes his car down onto the infield here. That is a tough break there for Jacob Sexton, as he's going to take his car right off the racetrack. See if we can take a look back and see as he just peels his car down low and unfortunately takes it down behind the wall. So not sure if he ends up hitting one of these tractor tires, almost loses it there, and there's that little bit of damage already done to the 20 ride. Already being too much for him to survive here this evening, and takes that car down pit side. Hopefully we'll see him back out there on the racetrack before the end of this race, but no matter what, he's down pit side, as we got still a great battle here at the front of the field, but we do see the caution flag fly for the 3rd time. Caution flag going to come back out as Joshua Sigler going to bring the yellow flag out in the number 4 ride, as Sigler still rolling there on the bottom side of the racetrack, but he's going to take that car down pit side here. Let's see if we can get a look and see what may happen to that 4 machine. Unfortunately, sliding backwards here. Things have gone straight for him after having to check up for that 20 ride. Unfortunately, looks like that rear end just kicks out up the racetrack here and right into the outside lane, and as it does, the 96 right there on the throttle, really nothing he can do, as the 4 ride kind of parks that rear end onto his nose and just jacks that rear end up with the 4 right, and around he goes, and the 40 may have gotten a little piece of that one as well, but a tough break there for that 4 machine, looking very stout out there on the racetrack. A beautiful looking paint scheme, and unfortunately may look good, but you got to drive good and have to have those finishes, and unfortunately just couldn't get that one done right there, and then pulls down in front of the 3 ride, and woo! The 3 ride, good heads up moving right there for Cody Gould to be able to just barely avoid any additional contact with that 4 machine. He's down pit side. Jacob Sexton says, I'm just gonna spectate now, laugh out loud. Hit a tire early. Yeah, we got that. We got that, Jacob. A tough break for you, brother. A tough break for you out there on the racetrack. But listen, look good, look fast, look very competitive out there. Obviously, abundance of caution flags making everyone's job a little bit tougher here this evening. And I got a quick question for you, Jacob. Are you and Jeremy, are you guys related? I'm assuming you guys are related. It's not very often you'd see 2 Sextons in the same server or on iRacing altogether. Honestly, it's not a very common last name, or at least in my neck of the woods, but definitely not one that we're used to, as we are back to green flag racing. Gabe Griffin trying to hold on and hold off that 5D rider. Daniel Nally is Nally. They're in position number 2, but trying to take position number 1 away. Yeah, he's my dad. Okay, he's your old man. Okay, perfect. That's always good to know. That's always good to know. I figured there was some sort of relation there. I just wasn't sure exactly what that relation was. But right now, we are seeing a march through the field here for Brandon Van Houten. As Van Houten up into position number 3. Started all the way back in 13th in the 76 ride. Now finds himself on a podium position and looking to keep on moving closer and closer to the front of the field. Mark Wagner Jr. right there in position number 4 and looking for more as Jeremy Sexton slides back to that 5th spot, but trying to keep that 20 ride pointed in the right direction and out of trouble. Ryan Howard's been moving through the field as well. It's the 16 right up 11 spots, and so isn't Steven Stefanski. So some big movers here early on in the race as more action-packed carnage. A little deeper in the field here. Everyone trying to keep themselves out of trouble. It's contact. Around goes Matt Taylor again. The caution flag will be displayed here once again. As Matt Taylor goes for a loop-de-loop here in corner number 1 and 2. And that will bring that caution flag right back out. Let's play this back and see what we can see here, as I do believe the 17 ride possibly getting in there a little bit too deep and gets into the back end of that 15 ride. He just sends it in there a little deeper than what the 15 ride was, and unfortunately he sends it in there, drives right into the back end, jacks that car up, no rear traction, and just spins that car around. A tough break there for the Black Diamond Mafia. Papa Mike Promotions 5-6 graphics ride of Matt Taylor, as that will cause a caution flag, and we will have to get ready for everyone to get stacked back up here again this evening, as we do see a bit more contact right there as well. I'm not sure, like Dustin Benton, I don't know if that was the 007 or what may have happened here, as Dustin just rolling down the back straightaway. I'm not sure if he had to deal with something quickly or not, but 34 just down to the infield and back onto the track, and then a few drivers trying to avoid him here as he gets stopped, and unfortunately they couldn't get stopped quick enough, and that'll get the 34 ride paying attention again. No texting and driving, Dustin. No texting and driving out there on the racetrack, brother. I'm just joking. I'm just joshing around, as we'll get ready to go back to green flag racing. The 5D ride of Daniel Nally, Gabe Griffin, 1 and 2, going to restart here on the front row. The 9 ride choosing the outside lane here is down through 3, and out of 4, we see the green flag fly. Door to door, down across the line. Daniel Nally, Gabe Griffin, down through 1 and out of 2. A beautiful slide job, a perfect crossover. Gabe Griffin trying to stay right there in the top spot. Some good racing here at the front of the field as Brandon Van Houten trying to poke his nose into the fun. And here comes the 16 of Ryan Howard. Howard and Steven Stefanski both driving themselves up to the front of the field here, as they're almost both inside the top 5. The 16 ride does join the top 5. It's now the 15 of Stefanski on the back bumper here of Jeremy Sexton for position number 5 on the racetrack. Corey Sidley there in 7th as Dylan Simmons. Mark Wagner Jr. Gage Sanders, all these drivers, you can throw a blanket over them. You see Dakota Brown, Cameron Stefanski, Jacob Stefanski, Dustin Benton, all right there, as well as contact. Look out, around goes Mark Wagner Jr. hard into the outside fence here. We were looking at all that carnage as it took place. Unfortunately for Mark Wagner Jr., he's the one driver that goes around and has a ton of damage on that 36 ride. I do believe this is where it starts as he sends it in. It's in a little too deep. Drives right into the back end of the 15 ride of Stefanski. And unfortunately, as he has to check up, everyone else behind him also trying to check up. Unfortunately, everyone on the throttle and not trying to slow down, and that causes a bit of a pile up here. A lot of contact for a lot of drivers, but a heavy hit up into the outside fence here for that 36 ride. He goes for a wild ride himself there. Mark Wagner Jr., a tough break on the racetrack as we will play this one back, see if we get another look at it and see what happens again to this 36 ride. We'll come right on board with them. Get a good look here. He's going to send it into the corner. As he does, he gets in a little too deep, gets into the back end of the 15, and as he gets out of the throttle, all the drivers behind him not expecting the loss of momentum, and that's how quickly the cookie can crumble there for that number 36 ride. A tough break there for him, and a tough couple hits for a bunch of the drivers back there behind him as everyone was just trying to work themselves through the carnage, and a lot of drivers getting some beating and banging, some fenders flaring, and tempers flaring as well if they're on the racetrack possibly. And unfortunately for Wagner, a lot of those drivers getting that damage here in that one, but we'll get them all back out there onto the racetrack. We'll get them stacked up, racked up, and ready to go back to green flag racing as Daniel Nally out in front. He's got Gabe Griffin there to his outside as these drivers are ready to go back to green flag racing, door to door, down through corner number 3 and out of corner number 4. Daniel Nally will see the green flag fly here once again. He's looking for another perfect run down low. Slides it down through corner 1 and to the crossover. And a Gabe Griffin is Griffin going to take another look down to his inside. Brian Howard now up into third as he's worked himself around the 76 of Brandon Van Houten. Van Houten trying to hold on to fourth here as here comes Jeremy Sexton, Corey Sibley, Dylan Simmons working himself up through the field as the Throttle Down Motorsports lighting up the setup shop. Number 33 ride finds himself now in position number 7. He's got Gage Sanders, Steven Stefanski, and Jacob Stefanski rounding out our top 10. A little contact there as drivers beating and banging and battling there between Sexton and Sibley on the racetrack. Both drivers able to keep their cars pointed in the right direction. Sibley gonna stop down low here. The outside lane looks to be that preferred lane and the fastest way around the racetrack right now. That top side can start to fade away more and more and more, and keeping it up there on the high side and having that throttle hanging throughout the middle of the corner can burn those right rear tires up in a quick hurry. Now, I'm not sure after the update if the tire wear is much of a player in these races and what it was before, but I mean, you gotta imagine some tire wear here throughout 60 laps can put you at a pretty good disadvantage late in the race. And you look back through the field at drivers that haven't really been storming up through the field like you normally would see. See Jacob Stefanski, Dustin Benton a little deeper back there as we do see the caution flag coming back out here. Not sure who that was, but somebody was turned around backwards, and we will see the yellow flag displayed here once again. Looks like Michael Olson maybe getting into some contact here with the 17 ride of James Monroe the third. 9 ride sends it in down low. The 17 just sends it in there a little too deep again. This is the second time we saw him do that, and fortunately just having that momentum built up. You want to keep that momentum, but you gotta keep your eyes, you know, over the hood scoop there. You got to keep yourself over the air breather and keep on watching what's in front of you. And unfortunately for the 17 rider, James Monroe just gets in there a little too deep again. He has lots of time to see him checking up. Unfortunately, still drives it in there deep. Gets into the back end and spins that 9 ride around. A tough break there for the 9 machine and a tough break for the Hooters 17 ride as well, as both drivers going to get some good contact there. The 007 as well. Some pretty heavy contact and damage there for Charlie as we will get them all stacked up, racked up, and ready to go back to green flag racing here once again as the lap slowly but surely getting clicked down here in this one. About halfway in and halfway to go. Josh Ziegler coming in, showing the love here as well. Josh coming in, dropping that follow on the broadcast. Josh, welcome to the Peacemaker family. Welcome to the Peacemaker Crew coming in, smashing that follow button, becoming a brand new follower here on Peacemaker Gaming. As we get them stacked up, racked up, and ready to go back to green flag racing here in this one. It's been a wild show so far. These drivers have been beating and banging and battling every single lap out there on the racetrack, and we are not done yet. As down through corner number 3 and out of corner number 4, we see the green flag fly here once again. Daniel Nally gonna try to do a picture perfect again here as he slides up in front of the 9 ride. The 9 ride, a good crossover again. It gets a great launch out of corner number 2. He's gonna try to pull one off here in 3 and 4 as he slides back in front of the 5D of Daniel Nally across the line. Not sure if they're going to score him as the race leader, as we do see the caution flag come back out. It looks like Mark Wagner Jr. going to run into some issues here, that 36 ride. Not sure what's going to happen here to the 36. I'm not sure. Oh, it looks like he thought he was clear. The 9 ride not wanting to check up, stays in the throttle, not going to give him that outside lane, and unfortunately, both drivers being a little bit stubborn right there, and they get timed together, and see the 9 ride to the outside already of the 36, and they're just kind of tied together, and unfortunately, they stay together right down into corner number 3, and across the nose goes the 36 right hard up into the outside fence there. Heavy contact, and another big hit there for that 36 machine as Mark Wagner Jr. having a bit of a rough go here this evening, and that car has been pretty tore up, pretty beaten up here all evening long. We'll see if we can play this one back and get another look at it as they're going to send it in. Yeah, just unfortunately it was right up over the nose and hard into that outside opening of wall in the corner number 3. An unfortunate break there for him. More heavy damage as we'll get him stacked up, ranked up again. Ready to rock and roll here, ready to go back to green flag racing as a bit of a wild one here in this one, and we continue to keep on clicking off the laps, but unfortunately a lot of damage, a lot of tore up race cars, and things have been going the wrong way here for a few of those drivers. But out in front, Dave Griffin's been having himself an absolute great evening. He's going to stay out in front here and keep that lead as Daniel Nally's going to have to try to figure out a way to get back around him here on the racetrack. Brandon Van Houten there in position number 3. Corey Sibley back in position number 5 on the racetrack here as Howard right there underneath of him. Jeremy Sexton, Dylan Simmons, Cameron Stefanski, Gage Sanders, and Dustin Benton are top 10 as we do see the caution flag going to come back out as it looks like Muscles. Steven Stefanski is going to run into some trouble here as it looks like he's already found the outside fence. Let's see if we can find, there he is. There's Steven in that Sunrise Racing ride, and it looks like maybe just gets up a little high possibly here. Might get a little help from the 20 as rear end kind of pops up the racetrack, kind of just shoves that nose up the track there with the rear end, and unfortunately for Steven Stefanski, he's trying to roll through there with as much momentum as he can, and not expecting that contact, not expecting that front end to get shoved up into the outside lane there, and once that track flattens off, he has nowhere to go, nothing he can do except for hang on, and heavy contact with the outside fence, and another caution flag will fly. So we will get them stacked up here, and we'll get ready to go back to battle as everyone will figure out where they're going to be restarting. Everyone will figure out where they need to be here. The laps have continuously kept clicking down here. 31 laps out of 60, so we're just over halfway in and halfway to go in this race, and we'll get ready to go back to green flag racing. It'd be nice to see a good 30-lap dash here to the checkered flag, but I'm not sure if we'll get that or not, as every single driver out here looking to try to put themselves in the best position possible for maybe picking up a win here this evening. As door-to-door down the back straightaway into corner number 3 and out of corner number 4, the 9 ride will see that green flag fly here once again, and we're going to jump into a quick Peacemaker Gaming Crank It Up. So crank up that volume, cheer on your favorite driver as we crank it up here on Peacemaker Gaming. racetrack. We'll take a quick look and see what happens here to the 4 ride. Deeper in the field. Unfortunately for the 4 ride, sends it down on the bottom side of the racetrack. It looks like he is just going to lose the rear end there with the slick stuff. And does the first stop there on the bottom side of corner number 4. Unfortunately, still on the track with the rear end in. That's what's going to bring out that caution flag. A quick yellow. Everyone going to get themselves back into the right position and ready to roll here once again for the restart as each and every one of these drivers looking for the checker flag here today. Continue on with our PeaceMaker Crew. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, keep that volume raised up. Keep on cheering on your favorite driver out there on the racetrack as things are not over yet. There is still a lot of time for drivers in the field to work themselves off to the front of the pack here. A lot of drivers on the front to slide to the back of the pack as the action is not stopped here from Lucas Oil Speedway. The Monday Night All-Stars brought to you by the Class Super Street Series. As the DCSSS back in action here tonight, we are going back to green flag racing it back to our Crank It Up here on the PeaceMaker. Look at it. It looked like the 33 ride of Dylan Simmons possibly going around there. We'll take a look and see if that was the case as good heavy hits out there on the racetrack here this evening. Unfortunately, yes, looks like Dylan Simmons is going to be the driver to go around here. We'll keep an eye on that 33 ride. It's the Throttle Down Motorsports WB Creative Designs DCSSS ride. Unfortunately, trying to move up the racetrack here, and I don't think he realized there were already 3 wide at this point. The 10 ride right in the middle. Nowhere really for him to go. And Simmons trying to come up to the outside of the 16 and didn't realize the 10 ride was there. They make some contact. He gets very, very loose and he is going to go around and unfortunately down to the bottom side of corner number 3 here. Not sure if anyone else gets a piece of him or not. Everyone trying to stay out of the way and not make any contact with that 33 ride. Looks like everyone does a fairly decent job at that until the 007 of Charlie Thompson comes in and absolutely cleans him out here. I'm not sure what Charlie Thompson was watching out there on the racetrack. I believe Charlie had pretty good distance here, seeing all this unfold in front of him, and unfortunately he's going to see an opportunity here. I don't know if he just trying to aim for the middle and hope for the best, and unfortunately it just did not pay out for the 007 ride as 33 was just trying to get onto the binders, get stopped there for quite a while down the bottom side. We're stopped there for a good little bit. 007 ride 7 struggled here this evening and locks up those brakes. Slides right into the 33 and heavy damage there for both competitors. We are going to go back to green flag racing out there on the racetrack as it's going to happen quickly here in this one. Everyone trying to get lined back up and are already back into action out there on the racetrack as out in front, Gabe Griffin leading the way here. Griffin out in front, showing these drivers how to get it done. It's Corey Simply. He's going to found himself a way up into position number 2 on the racetrack. So Simply there in second, David Nally back to third, and Brandon Van out there in position number 4 and looking for 4 as here comes Cameron Stefanski. Cameron Stefanski up into position number 5 here in the 92 ride. Jeremy Sexton there in 6th with Gage Sanders, Daniel Case, Michael Olsen, Dakota Brown, Jacob Stefanski. Back there on the left is Matt Taylor. There in 12, Mark Wagner Jr., Cody Gould, Dylan Simmons, Ryan Howard bringing up the rear of the field here in this one as our top 16 still on the lead lap. James Monroe, unfortunately, a couple laps down. Charlie Thompson, a few laps down there as well in the 007 ride. Dustin Benton has taken his car off of the racetrack as well as he has taken his car down pit side, maybe trying to be the extra eyes in the sky here. For this one is the 9 machine of Gabe Griffin. Leads the way, but Corey Sibley trying to track him down as we'll jump right on board here with this 9 ride. A watch from the hot seat, Corey Sibley. Alright, to get a good look around the track and how these drivers are going to try to throttle their cars to the 007 ride. And Charlie Thompson sees the race leaders come in. Charlie's going to get up into the outside fence there, trying to pull this car off the track. Is struggling here once again at a corner number 3 and 4. Kind of slides sideways, almost loops it. Goes back out onto the racetrack here, and unfortunately the race leaders catch up to him in a quick hurry, and then decided to try to get this car off the racetrack. Unfortunately, does not get it off the racetrack. It just up into the outside fence there in corner number 2, and that will bring the yellow flag out. So more top brakes there for that 007 machine as we will get them all ready to roll here once again as Gabe Griffin continues to lead the way here. This 9 ride has been hooked up all evening long, but now he's got another 9 ride right there behind him, and he's no slouch. He's no rookie here to pick it up wins in the Monday Night All-Star Series. So Sibley going to try to get things off and started here well for him with the first practice race underway, and he's looking to see if he can put himself into a payday here and into victory lane as he's got one more car to pass to get it done as Gabe Griffin, Corey Sibley, 1 and 2, Daniel Nally there in 3rd, Cameron Stefanski, Brandon Van Houten, Jeremy Sexton, Gage Sanders, Daniel Case, Michael Olsen, Dakota Brown, Jacob Stefanski, Matt Taylor, Mark Wagner Jr., Dylan Simmons, Cody Gould, and Ryan Howard, our top 16. Our top 16 all on the lead lap. Everyone else out there on the track is a lap or more down as we are back to green flag racing here in this one. The green flag quickly coming back out into the air now for that 9 ride of Gabe Griffin, and Griffin on the lap pedal quickly here this evening as he has shot out of cannon, looking to try to run away with this one, making sure he can try to keep himself pointed in the right direction here as every one of these drivers doing a great job at the front of the field, continue to battle, continue to put on a heck of a show for us. And we see some craziness here this evening, and it's not done yet as we see another caution flag flies. It looks like Gage Sanders and Mark Wagner Jr. going to get time together here. The 10 ride on the high side misses the corner there. Goes up onto that top shelf. They go 3 wide. They get time together here. Fortunately, the 10 ride's going to go around and then nowhere to go here for the 36 as Mark's going to get in there a little bit hot and gets a piece of them. And fortunately, that 10 ride kind of just sucking the outside here of a 3 wide battle, and fortunately you see the 9 ride getting loose, gets contact with the 10 comes down, the 32 not expecting the B3 wider to be bent out of shape like that, and they basically create a V right in front of the 9 ride, and he's got to choose where to go here, and unfortunately he goes up the racetrack and into that left rear quarter panel of the 10 machine, and around he goes. A tough break there for Sanders and a tough break for Mark Wagner Jr. as well as he gets a piece of that 10 ride, nowhere to go, and body slams the side of that 10 machine. Heavy damage to both of those cars, and we'll get them all ready to rock and roll again here from Lucas Oil Speedway. Is out in front, Gabe Griffin. I'm not sure if he's liking or disliking all these caution flags, but no matter what, he's been able to hit these restarts and keep himself out in front, but he knows some of these faster cars, some of these drivers that may have been trying to save some tire there kind of coming up through the field. You look back there, you see Jacob Stefanski up into 7. Michael Olsen right there as well. Brandon Van Houten's been very fast. Jeremy Sexton's been very fast as well. He may have his work cut out for him as the green flag back out into the air. Gabe Griffin down into quarter number 1, looking to slide up and clear the other 9 rider, Corey Sibley. But Sibley with a good run, though, as they're wrecking down through quarter number 1 and 2. No matter what, the good run that the 9 ride of Corey Sibley had to the outside of the 9 rider Gabe Griffin. There's a lot of contact and another caution flag back there behind him as things were unfolding behind our race leaders. A lot of beating and banging and battling back here. I'm not sure where this one all starts, but I tell you that it finished off a lot of drivers here in this one. Looked like Jeremy Sexton getting into that as well, as you see the 92 all over the back bumper of Daniel Nally. Oh, the 20 ride clips in infield tractor tire, just like the other Sexton earlier in the race. Jacob Stefanski nowhere to go, gets a piece of him as the 20 goes up the racetrack right into Matt Taylor's lap, right into Dylan Simmons. And then you see Stefanski and the 40 tied together here. They're both going to wash up the racetrack. Nowhere to go now for the 16 ride as Howard gets in there. The 33 gets sandwiched up into the outside fence. And man, that could not have went any worse for the Sextons here this evening, as they had a lot of contact with those infield tractor tires, and fortunately that one caused a lot of contact and a lot of carnage here through 1 and 2, as how quickly that one plays out. And unfortunately a lot of damage for a lot of drivers. Dylan Simmons, one of those cars getting tied up in it. Let's see if we can jump right on board here with the 33 ride for the restart, as trying to get up through the gears and into quarter number 1, and not expecting to see all this happen in front of them. Then all of a sudden, here comes a bunch of drivers, bunch of cars, a little bit of damage, then more carnage here, and hard pancake there to the outside fence in that 16 Howard. So heavy damage, some heavy contact, as we are back to green flag racing. Gabe Griffin, Corey Sibley 1 and 2. Daniel Nally still having a great run there in position number 3. Cameron Stefanski, though, looking down low, trying to take that 3rd spot away from the 5D riders. Brandon Van Houten right there. Michael Olsen, Dakota Proud, Ryan Howard, Gage Sanders, Jacob Stefanski, our top 10 out there on the racetrack. Mark Wagner Jr., Dylan Simmons, Matt Taylor, Daniel Case, James Monroe, our top 15 here on the racetrack, is Gabe Griffin. Goes up the racetrack over the backing, opens up the door for Corey Sibley to jump out in front and take that lead away, as Corey Sibley gets on top of the wheel, and he is out in front, leading this race late in it, as man, oh man, exactly what he needed with 9 laps left to go. The 9 ride makes a mistake, opens up the door for the other 9 ride, as Corey Sibley makes that pass and takes the lead away from Gabe Griffin. Daniel Nally trying to track them both down, but trying to hold off that number 92 of Cameron Stefanski, as Cameron Stefanski now has a couple fast caps back in his rearview mirror, as here comes the other 9 ride of Michael Olsen and the 76 of Brandon Van Houten, trying to work himself inside the top 4 here as well, as they're going to work now to the back bumper of that 92. Dakota Proud back in position number 7 with Ryan Howard, Jacob Stefanski, Mark Wagner Jr., Dylan Simmons, Matt Taylor, Gage Sanders, Daniel Case, James Monroe, the 3rd, rounding out our top 15 here this evening, but it's all Corey Sibley at the front of the field, as Sibley looking to try to pick up the checkered flag here this evening, as oh man, he's been hooked up, as Jacob Sexton says, like father, like son. Like father, like son. I was thinking that, but I wasn't going to say it, Jacob, but I was thinking it. Man, some great racing action here as the 9 rides out in front continue to lead the way here, but you see Corey Sibley now getting that fresh air on the front of his machine. The Team CFM Esports ride hooked up and pulling away here, as sweet victory of Aero Machine out in front, starting to open up a bit of a lead here, a gap back about 1.2 seconds over Gabe Griffin. As Griffin's got a little gap back to our third place driver, Daniel Nally. As Nally still continuing to try to hold off that 92 rider, Cameron Stefanski. Stefanski still trying to work himself up inside the top three as Michael Olsen, Brandon Van Houten right there within striking distance, as well as the 19th ride of Dakota Brown. There you see Jacob Stefanski now inside the top 8 here as he's trying to track down that pack of 5 there, battling for that final transfer, or the final podium position on the racetrack, but he may be running out of time as the white flag has been displayed one more time around here for Corey Sibley, as Sibley down through quarter 1 and 2 is going to take us down the back straightaway for the final time, down into quarter number 3, and out of quarter number 4, it's the Team CFM Esports 9 ride of Corey Sibley, who's going to pick up the checker flag here in the Monday Night All-Stars, presented to you by the Dirt Clash Super Street Series. This is only a practice/recruitment race, but Corey Sibley getting the season kicked off right here, making sure that he's firing on all cylinders and finding himself a way to victory lane, maybe building a bit of confidence, a little bit of momentum here before this season gets started. A great run there and a lot of laps left for the Ryco Motorsports number 9 ride of Gabe Griffin, as Griffin coming home in position number 2 in the Throttle Down Motorsports. Forever Tan and Boutique 5D ride of Daniel Nally there in that third and final podium position. But ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up here for our race winner, Corey Sibley, as Sibley gets it done and parks his 9 ride up in victory lane. We'll get ready to pull him in for some post-race interviews. Post-race interviews going to come right up here as we do see boy Corey Sibley in there. We're going to pull him right up into the broadcast booth. Hey Corey, it's Aaron up here on the PeaceMaker Broadcasting booth. To get a copy?
Yeah, I got you, bud.
Corey, man, what a run, what a drive. Take us through this one, as a little bit chaotic there throughout the beginning portion of this race, and a little bit there at the end as well. We saw abundance of caution flags, but slowly but surely you kind of just bided your time. Didn't seem like you're really pushing that car too much. Maybe trying to save some equipment for late in this race, and it all pays off here as late in this one you're able to put the pressure on the back bumper of the 9 rider Gabe Griffin. He goes up the track a little too far over the banking, which opens the door for you to take that race lead away. And once you got out in front and got clear of the other 9 machine out there, you were able to just continue to pull away here and down across the line, picking up the checkered flag and putting yourself into victory lane here for the basically the first race of the series. Obviously no points on the line, but a very big confidence and momentum builder here for you before the start of the Monday Night All-Stars.
Yeah, honestly, I was surprised. I'm not really great at this track in these cars for whatever reason. I was just trying to run the bottom until at least halfway, just saving the tires because I made the mistake of hopping up top and burning them off early. And then I was getting a good run, and honestly, I pretty much had him passed twice, and the caution came out. So I was following him. I'm like, I had to try something different, and it just happened that I went to the bottom at the same time he drove off the top, apparently. But no, it was a good race. My buddy Charlie was actually running in the back for a little bit. He just got on iRacing, and I was trying to help him more than anything by hopping in this race tonight. But yeah, it was good. It feels good to have a decent competition level and win it. Pretty happy with that.
Absolutely. Anytime you can jump out there and keep drivers back there behind you, the likes of Daniel Nally and Cameron Stefanski, Brandon Van Houten, and you look even farther back, a lot of the Monday Night All-Star regulars with Dakota Proud, Jacob Stefanski, Dylan Simmons, Ryan Howard, and Dustin Benton. When you see those guys back there behind you, not being able to move up through the field and not being able to put that pressure in your back bumper and duke it out like we are used to seeing every Monday night, knowing that you're able to keep yourself in front of those guys, open up a bit of a lead there, especially late in this race, has got to feel pretty dang good. And a track that you say you're not too good at definitely looked like you figured it out at the end of this one.
Yeah, no, it's a big confidence boost. I've got third the last 2 seasons. Wasn't really stoked. I know there was some penalty discretion that I can't do anything about, so I'm not going to argue with it anymore. But Yeah, no, that's a big confidence boost. I'm happy to run that good, and yeah, hopefully it carries over to the season. And I mean, I'm tired of finishing third. I want to win the check.
Absolutely, brother. And I'm sure before long we'll see you picking up the championship and, having runs and performances like you did here this evening. It may come sooner than what we think, but man, a great run, a great race, and a strong performance from you all evening long. Corey, who would you like to thank for such a great run here at Lucas Oil Speedway?
Yeah, I got. Let me look at my car again. I got CFM Esports. Anybody that's looking for good setups, if you use code Sibley, you get an extra 15% off on their website. Dirty Rhino Welding, that's kind of my own little hobby shop. Bill's Built Race Cars, it's local chassis builder. If anyone's looking for a badass dirt modified. Bowman Designs, always say they add like 15 extra horsepower and you really need it in these fixed setup races. Then my wife, she puts up with me doing this probably more than I should. My buddies Jim and Charlie, they both support it, both like watching the broadcast. Like I said, Charlie was actually in this race tonight and wasn't doing too bad for his first time racing a big show. Honestly, I didn't even know you were broadcasting. I would really wish I did. I would have put it up on my phone while I was racing. But then Dustin and all the was it Throttle Down Motorsports guys that put on the league.
Absolutely, brother. Well, we always appreciate you showing up and showing out like you did here this evening. And yeah, even though you didn't know I was live until now, you can go back and rewatch it over in the Discord general chat. I did throw the link for the stream on the YouTube channel, so if you want to jump over there and rewatch it afterwards, you can watch all the action and everything else, and you can keep an eye on your boy in the 007 ride there. He was definitely a killer here this evening. Pretty good, handled the car fairly decent out there. A couple times he got a little squirrely, but there was a few times there where cars were parked on the racetrack in front of him and just no brakes on that 007 ride, and he murdered a few drivers out there on the racetrack here this evening. But other than that, he did a very good job, and for not being on the service for very long, it's all a learning experience, and that was good first taste here on what it takes to race with the big boys. Is definitely a step in the right direction.
Yeah, man, I appreciate it, and I hope to talk to you again quite a bit more this season.
Absolutely, my boy. First of many trips up into the broadcast booth here for the Monday Night All-Stars for you, Corey. Congratulations on the win. We can't wait to see you back out here in the next one.
Thank you.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up there for our race winner, Corey Sibley, picking up the win, parking that 9 ride up in victory lane. We do not, unfortunately, I don't see Gabe Griffin in the Discord, so I'm not sure if Gabe is in the Discord or not, so I'm not 100% on that note, but I don't see him in there, so unfortunately no word from our second place finisher, but a huge congratulations there to Gabe Griffin. A great run, a very solid performance out there on the racetrack. Led a ton of laps, had a very good wheel out there this evening. We saw battling, throughout the night between himself and Daniel Nally, and then, you throw in, Corey Sibley there at the end, and some great battles, some great door-to-door action, slide jobs, crossovers, and everything else. Handled himself out there on the racetrack very, very well, and a huge shout out there to Mr. Griffin as, he put on a heck of a performance, a heck of a race for us here in this one. But unfortunately, don't see him in the Discord, so I can't pull him in for a conversation for his post-race interview. But we can pull in our third-place finisher here, Daniel Nally. Daniel coming home here in position number 3. We'll pull him up into the broadcast booth. Hey, Daniel, it's Aaron up here in the PeaceMaker Broadcasting booth. To get a copy?
I got you, Aaron.
Daniel, man, a good run and a very solid performance here for you all evening long. We saw you duking it out here right from the drop of the green flag. You and Gabe Griffin going after it here in this one. A lot of crossovers and slide jobs and different tactics on restarts, trying to get the one up on each other. And then late in this race out of nowhere, Corey Sibley's able to work himself into the picture here and steal this one away from you and Griffin, but you're going to be pretty happy with your performance that you run here tonight as you park that number 5 D ride up on the podium and being able to hold off, a couple fast cats back there behind you, and Cameron Stefanski and Brandon Van Houten and Michael Olsen there as they were right there trying to knock you off this podium position.
Oh yeah, I mean it was definitely a fun race, and I know we had a few cautions, which is not like this league, but hopefully we can get that straightened out. But yeah, I mean I think I did pretty good to jump on and be my first time running this track in a few months, so I'm really pleased with top 3. I definitely was a lot faster at the beginning of the race, and once it really started slicking up and the top started going away, I couldn't really get my car to rotate on the bottom like I wanted to, and looks like Corey and them other guys were just a little bit faster on the bottom, and was able to get by me.
Absolutely. Now, which is a lot that maybe not as much of the setup, but maybe just the driving style, maybe taking a little bit easier, saving a little bit of those tires and equipment for later on in the race instead of pushing a little bit harder than what you might have been there at the start of this one.
Yeah, me and Gabe, like I said, we was running pretty hard with each other, so I definitely used up my equipment a lot quicker than I wanted to really stay out front. But like I said, overall, great racing up front, and really enjoyed it.
Absolutely. Great racing and a great show here put on by you guys there at the front of the field, and you're able to park yourself up here on the podium. I'm sure the first of many trips up here into the broadcast booth here in 2024 in our 6th season of the Monday Night All-Stars, and I'm sure you're getting prepped and ready, and maybe a little bit of a confidence booster, a little bit of momentum builder here for you after your performance this evening at Lucas Oil.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely excited for the new season to start. Definitely need to get on a little bit more, get a little bit more practicing going in with my throttle down motorsports teammates. See if I can just get a little bit faster, and hopefully I can take that win a few times this season.
Absolutely. Well, Daniel, after a great run, a great performance like you did here this evening, who would you like to thank for such a great run tonight?
Well, Aaron, thank you. You do a really great job on broadcast. Couldn't thank my throttle down guys. We did have a little practice race up before the race, and definitely, fed off each other with some information. So got to give a shout out for them guys for helping me out. Got to thank Forever Tannin Boutique, Big D's Lawn Care, Late Life Doc and Home Care, and Throttle Down Motorsports guys.
Well, Daniel, a great run, a great drive, a solid 3rd place finish here after a great performance all night long. We can't wait to see you back out there on the racetrack here in a couple more weeks when the series gets underway officially, and hopefully we'll see you right back up here in the broadcast booth, maybe a couple spots better and up in Victory Lane on opening night.
Yeah, we're going to shoot for the win, that's for sure, Aaron.
Enjoy your night, Daniel, and congrats again.
Thank you, man.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up there for our 3rd place finisher, Daniel Nally, as Nally coming home here in position number 3. A great run and a great drive there for the 5D machine. As unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for us here this evening. A great night of racing action. These guys put on one heck of a show for us here all night long, but unfortunately, that is going to be the end of the show. If you guys have made it this far, if you're still watching the live broadcast, or if you guys are watching the broadcast over again, if you're watching the replay and you haven't already, please do me the favor. It's absolutely free to do. Hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the follow or subscribe button if you're watching over on YouTube. Make sure you drop a couple comments as well on the video, whether it's the video over on Facebook or if it's over on YouTube. Make sure you jump into that comment section, leave a couple comments, and help pushes the stream and the broadcast out to more and more and more people, where we can get more fans in the stands here watching all these amazing drivers duke it out and battle, race after race after race after race, and continue to keep on building not only myself but each and every one of these leagues. But listen, thank you all for watching. Thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate each and every one of you. And I can't wait to see you guys back here tomorrow night for some more racing action here on PeaceMaker Gaming. But thank you all for tuning in. I'll see y'all later. Peace out for now, baby. Peace out for now, ladies and gentlemen.